It can look like a mess, but the protesters who've taken over Zuccotti Park next to Wall Street have a system.
All ye who enter here become a little freer as you behold the face of the new America.
There is a library, a kitchen.
It might have meat or fish. Yeah.
Even a water filtration system. That's still a work in progress. Generators charge smartphones and computers. That way, organizers can update social media websites like Twitter on the movement, which blames Wall Street for the stalled economy and lack of jobs.
We're self-assembling, we're self-determining.
One of those organizers is 24-year-old Drew Hornbein from Brooklyn. Like many people here, he reads the counterculture magazine Adbusters. Over the summer, the magazine's editors and publishers called for all readers to Occupy Wall Street on September 17th, which is how this all started.
And so out of that, people were like, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do it.
It's now 3 weeks later, and it shows no signs of dying out. There is a loose government here called the General Assembly.
Be there!
Which decides when and where protesters will march and what messages to promote. All the food and supplies are paid for and brought to the park by supporters, like this therapist from Queens.
The world is in a terrible mess, and nobody knows exactly what to do about it, but I think these kids are asking the right questions.
A clothing company has donated long-sleeve shirts for protesters to wear as the weather gets colder.
From Duck Soup, where the Duchess says,
"The peasants are revolting."
And then Groucho Marx says, "The peasants have always been revolting. Now they're rebelling."
The protests have now spread to multiple cities in the country, to the worry of some, like Republican Congressman Eric Cantor.
I, for one, am increasingly concerned about the growing mobs occupying Wall Street and the other cities across the country.
On Thursday, the president was asked about the movement's criticism of Wall Street.
One of the biggest problems about the collapse of Lehman's and the subsequent financial crisis and the whole subprime lending fiasco is that a lot of that stuff wasn't necessarily illegal. It was just immoral or inappropriate or reckless.
Hornbein, one of the organizers of Occupy Wall Street, responded with this.
It's a failure of our collective system. If something is immoral and it isn't wrong, then you have a problem.
Union leaders like Stuart Applebaum in New York helped organize several thousand people who joined an Occupy Wall Street march on Wednesday. His union represents workers in industries like retail and healthcare. He's asking them all to participate in future marches and to bring blankets and other supplies to Zuccotti Park.
There used to be a notion in this country that when you went to work at an honest job, you'd earn enough to be able to support yourself and your families. That notion has disappeared now.
It's yet to be seen whether the Occupy Wall Street movement will become a sort of left-wing version of the Tea Party, affecting policy debates at the highest levels.
In a rising tide of greed.
But for now, protesters at Zuccotti Park have renamed it Liberty Plaza and say they don't plan on leaving anytime soon.
Occupiers!
Ted Shaffrey, Associated Press, New York.